Hey, Joe, we have a big, big show tonight.
Oh yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another action packed edition of David Lee Madison's The End of the Night. And this right here is my dear friend, my co host, my producer, and my compadre, my buddy, my pal, Mr. Joe Ridgely. Joe, how are you tonight?
I am excellent. Excited to be here tonight, especially for this episode. Are you kidding me?
You,
Wasn't she just like in high school?
I know it's funny because our show's been on for so long now. She was literally just a kid in high school, I think, when we started this. And Joe, we've had rock stars who sold hundreds of millions of records on this show. We've had actors who were up for Academy Awards. We've had literally some of the biggest and most famous people who I idolize, like Tom Holland, who directed Fright Night. And I'm talking about the creme of the crop of people who I personally adore in show business. But tonight, I have never been more humbled and honored and proud than I am tonight. My daughter Amanda is our featured guest tonight because a little less than 2 weeks ago, she dropped her first novel, Program 38 Sparks, and she's going to be on tonight talking to us about
No,
her.
wait. You forgot.
What have
Available on Amazon now. Go get it.
Available on Amazon now. It's actually doing quite well. We're super stoked. We're super proud, and she'll be joining in just a few minutes. And I'm super excited. Hi, Ken. Thank you for joining us tonight. And so, Joe, tell me, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was excellent. Spent it with the family. Unfortunately, my son and daughter-in-law and grandkids weren't here. They took a trip up to Orlando. But
Mm.
yeah, other than that, it was just great. How about yourself?
Oh, it was very quiet. It was just family for me. We had a wonderful dinner on Thanksgiving, and then we piled into the car and we went up to Lake George. I don't know if you guys out there, if you have never been to Lake George, it should be on your bucket list. It's in upstate New York, and when I tell you it's probably the most beautiful, quaint little town, I'm not lying. I've actually seen like 90% of this country driving around like an ass throughout the whole place. So if anybody could tell you, it's me. And Lake George is absolutely a beautiful place. So check it out when you get a chance. Terry, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you're well. And great filmmaker, Terry Joe. Hi, Missy Defina. Is this a new watcher? Are we
Well,
familiar with?
yeah, actually, she is associated with the Indie Escape Network presents Loud and Nerdy. She's actually been doing like 1 minute reviews for movies weekly, which is kind of cool. 1 minute spoiler free reviews,
On
which is
JW
very cool.
Show.
Correct.
Okay, because when it comes to JW Show, that needs all the class it can get. So thank you for joining JW Show, Missy, because JW, man, is. I love you, JW. You know I'm just teasing. So that's fantastic. Uh, so a little news about our guest tonight. Oh, hello, Michael. This is a relative of ours, and he's down in Florida. Oh, thank you for joining in tonight. Well, happy Thanksgiving. Uh, it's been a whirlwind, Joe, since she released her book. She did two signings now. She did one, and we'll go over the photos later, but she did one at Haven for Heroes, which is an enormous comic book store owned by Emmett Garnham in Port Jervis, New York. It's a comic book and toys. Hey, Sean, nice to see you, pal. Toy shop. It's just a great place in Port Jervis. If you're ever in Port Jervis, New York, in Orange County, New York, check out Haven for Heroes. He's just a great. Oh, my dear friend Amiello Gonzalez went to LaSalle Academy on 2nd Avenue and 2nd Street. I love this guy like a brother. He's out in Vegas. I hope that you keep all your money in your pocket well over the course of the show, because I know how you are, and Vegas can be very dangerous. Love you, pal. Thank you for tuning in. And she did this show at Haven for Heroes, and then she did an enormous show in New York City at Big Apple Comic Con. She got to meet some big icons, and some people gave her some wonderful endorsements. We'll go over all that stuff. Joe, I know there's some housekeeping that you want to do about the Indie Escape Network. Why don't you shoot away?
Well, I thank you very much. And again, Missy, I don't have a plug for yours yet, so I do apologize. But if it's your first time tuning into the network, first of all, happy holidays. And we've got a few social media icons down there. If you could kindly like and subscribe, doesn't cost you a thing, means the world to us. We would greatly appreciate it. Speaking of JW, we have JW and Rich on Generation Movie, Mondays at 10 p.m. Eastern. And then we also have JW, Kyle, Jerry, and now Missy on Loud and Nerdy, Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Also have a new show that starts every other Thursday. It's World Class Clown with Robert Bass. And the other got a couple of exciting things coming up. If you guys aren't aware, Terry Jarrell, see, getting overexcited. Terry Jarrell is starting on Harlow's Haunt 2. Infinite Delirium.
Congratulations, Terry. That's awesome. I almost called him Jerry. Thanks.
Just like I did, yes. But Terry Jarrell, yes, he is working on Harlow's Haunt 2, hoping to start shooting next year. Hopefully in the Orlando area, maybe in Georgia or North Carolina. You never know where we'll show up, so please keep an eye out for that. And then we're also starting to get affiliated with a new magazine that came out. And when I showed you that picture earlier, I was testing out pictures for your daughter, but this one, I know it's hard to see, but there's a billboard, 2 billboards in Orlando advertising this new horror magazine. So everybody check out Parahouse. They released their first issue, I believe, so far, but it's making waves and it's really awesome. So please.
It's a physical magazine. It's called Parahouse.
Physical magazine called Parahouse, yes.
So check out Parahouse wherever you pick up your magazines. It looks pretty awesome. Anything that's horror related, I'm totally down with.
And that, I believe, is all I have. Let's see some comments real fast. And then, let's see. Thanks. Oh, thanks for...
Checks in the mail, my friend.
Oh, that's too cool.
Uncle Amiel says he loves you, Amanda.
Jerry Tarrell.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, Terry. We haven't been doing shows in a while, so I'm a bit rusty. And yes, congrats, Terry. And
it seems like Michael actually has seen that billboard down in Orlando.
Nice, excellent.
So, what do you know much about that magazine? Does it have like a Fangoria vibe? Is it more of a monster magazine or
more of a paranormal?
Okay,
I'd say. So it's going to be great. They're putting a lot of time, money, and effort into it. So it's definitely going to be something to check out.
That is unbelievably awesome. And are they going to do a show on the network?
They are in talks of doing a show.
Nice.
Yes.
Am I getting canceled?
Not yet. Keep
it. I'm working on it though.
What does it say? Yeah, Ross Paul and son Lucas from Skinamarink, December issue. There you go.
Oh, sweet. Should I know it? Skinamarink? Should I know what that is?
Skinamarink. It was an indie horror flick that came out in 2023, I believe, that took the world by storm. It was an indie horror film, got a lot of praise. Sweet. Oh, and Harlow's Haunt is featured in December as well.
Now that if that isn't reason enough to get your hands on a copy of that magazine, I don't know what else would be. Okay, got all our housekeeping.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I'm actually shaking because I'm like, this day I was always dreamt of. Just to give you a little backstory, my daughter Amanda was born prematurely, and she had to overcome an enormous amount of issues growing up because of this. Anybody who knows anything about prematurity, she was extraordinarily small, and she really had to overcome physical issues with her lungs and all kinds of stuff. And she actually grew up, and as she went through school, she displayed a brilliance that's kind of breathtaking. She was National Honor Society throughout high school. And then she went to her university in Massachusetts, a very, very respected university in Massachusetts. And in only 3 years, she graduated as the valedictorian with a perfect 4.0 average, and humbled all of us. Everybody around her was just humbled by the amazing things she's done. She has written many, many novels already at age 21. I'll ask her in just a few minutes. And a little less than 2 weeks ago, her very first book came out. It's called Program 38 Sparks. This is the hardcover. It's absolutely a beautiful, beautiful book. The art on it is fantastic, and it's available right now on Amazon. So run onto Amazon and get your copy of the hardcover, which is really nice, or the soft cover, which is also beautiful. Or if you're into just reading the Kindle, that's fine too. So grab your copy on Amazon of Program 38 Sparks. And Joe, pop back on. Without further ado, let's introduce to our audience my unbelievably charming and beautiful daughter, the author of Program 38 Sparks, Miss Amanda Madison.
Hey everyone!
Hello, beautiful. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm having a proud daddy moment gushing over you and all your accomplishments. And I'm just flabbergasted. I wanted to ask you. You want to? There's a couple people are popping on. Yay! There's Amiello saying, "Yay, Amanda!"
Yay, Amiello! Woo!
And then,
well, yay to all of you.
He had to say something mean to me. He said David Madison had a 4.0 GPA, all 4 years combined. Love you, bro. Don't lie. I had a 3.25 GPA, all 4 years combined. And that poor bastard Amiello actually had to go to school with me over 30 years ago.
Well, he's trying to earn that $100 still. So
yeah, he's hustling. He's hustling. So, Amanda, congratulations on your enormous success. The book is doing really, really well. I'm super proud of you. Why don't you share with everybody how it feels to have your first book out there, and then we'll go over a couple of things that happened, over the last week or last 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Like the overwhelming feeling of both nervousness and excitement of just like, wow, this thing that I've been working on for 3 years is out to the public and people could see it now. But also just like, are they going to love it? Are they going to hate it? It's out of my hands now. I'm just excited to see what everyone thinks of it. I've been working super hard on it this whole time, and I'm just so excited. But it's a very nerve-wracking feeling as well. So I'm just excited to have the opportunity overall.
And since it's been out, you've had, I think, over a handful of reviews both on Amazon and on, what's the other one called?
Goodreads.
Tell us a little bit of how the reviews are that are coming in so far.
So I've been actually getting overwhelmingly positive feedback, and it makes me so happy. It's just really nice to see that people are thoroughly enjoying the world and the characters and the book as a whole. And a lot of people just really love Jay. And I mean, that's a pretty common trend. So I'm just really happy to see that my hard work is coming to fruition and that people are leaving such overwhelmingly positive reviews.
Now, what's really cool about Amazon, when you have a book out, they kind of make it where you have to be a verified purchaser and to give you a review. Unlike IMDb, if I put a movie out and some schmuck hates my guts, You could say that the movie sucks ass, and I look like a dillweed before the movie even comes out. But that's kind of cool. In that when you write a book, that they kind of hold people accountable that they actually read it and stuff. That's awesome. So you had your first big signing at Haven for Heroes, Emmett Garnham's store in Port Jervis, New York.
Yes.
Mind-boggling amount of people came out to celebrate the book.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about what it was like to go out to your first book signing and to go out and meet fans and sign autographs for the first time.
So, firstly, I just want to say Emmett Garnham is an absolute gem of a human being. He's a pleasure to work with, and I am so glad that he was willing to help me get my signing set up in his store. Haven for Heroes is just an awesome place in general. As far as first signing goes, it was pretty terrifying at first. Like, it was like, wow, this is happening. Although the last 2 weeks have been a lot of, wow, this is happening, like, to the point where it's, like, kind of a daze. It's crazy. But also, I was just so overwhelmed by the positivity and support surrounding the book and how many people just showed up to the first signing. It was just so nice getting to talk to everyone, tell them about the book, and just, it was both people I knew and newcomers alike. So it was a pleasure to meet everyone and just get to tell them about everything that was going on. It was super exciting. Sorry, I'm a little nervous and also just super excited to be talking to y'all. I don't know why I'm nervous talking to my father of all people, but
well, I was kind of an authoritarian dad. I was very strict on you growing up.
Absolutely.
I can imagine that I'm kind of an intimidating figure. That these things happen.
I just know a lot of people are watching this one.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people commenting and stuff. So
I'm gonna look for a second. Michael, thank you. Sean, thank you. Terry, thank you. Matt, thank you. And Habachito, Willview, greetings, hello. And thank you, Emiello. I don't think I'm doing great, but we'll pretend I am.
Okay, you're doing great. You're doing better than great. How about we share a picture? Because there was somebody at the Haven for Heroes signing that was actually supposed to be there that day. Not supposed to be there that day. Tell us a little about Brian O'Halloran coming out and supporting you and your book. How did that feel?
That was extremely exciting and particularly unexpected. Brian is a very nice guy, and I just was really glad to see him come out and support a small author. It was just a really pleasant experience and really put a smile on my face because he was super nice and it was just super exciting. And I was just kind of in shock because I was like, whoa, that is Brian in the flesh and he is here. And it was just super cool to see him.
That was absolutely awesome that Brian came out and support the book. Thank you, Brian O'Halloran, for being
Yes, thank you, Brian. It's really appreciate it.
Have Cheetah Will View asked, is this your first press, Amanda?
This is not my first interview, actually. This is like my second or third interview. This is my first book, though, if that's what you're asking. I know, your poor heart. I'm so sorry, Joe. I'm so sorry.
I'm not sure. He might be asking if this is the first press of your book, meaning, yes, it is the first press of your book.
Yes,
I'm
so
not sure
sorry,
what he means
Joe.
there. I would think that's what it might be either.
Just remember,
Joe,
Amanda,
she's building this whole empire of advertising and doing it like she doesn't give a rat's ass about her grizzled old stinky father.
But just remember, true. I'm heavy. I can have a heart attack like that.
I mean, don't do that to me.
Wow, we have another icon on here. Drew Gadaris himself, who I love, says congratulations, young lady. And to you, proud Palper, as well. Thank you, Drew. Wonderful actor, great guy, Drew Gadaris. Brian is great. Met him at the movie theater. Oh, really? It must have been a different Brian. I hear the Goodreads site is legit and new authors are found from that site. My sister, who graduated with a 4.0 as well, but from Notre Dame, has books on there. Oh, sweet. Congratulations.
Goodreads is awesome. Pretty chill. I really like Goodreads as a site. It seems like everyone there is very honest and it's just really helpful.
And Michael says, congratulations. And Brian, if you're watching, I love you. I'm just teasing you, brother. Sammy is buying the book. What's taking you so long, Sammy? Come on. If only the hippest people in the world have this book right now. So
Exactly.
if you want to be part of the hip group, you got to pick yourself up a copy of Program 38 Sparks. Okay, so we had the great signing, the unbelievable turnout at Emmett's show in Haven for Heroes in Port Jervis. Then, there's that, believe it or not, is one of her favorite teachers of all time, who made an over an hour journey to come out and get a signed copy. Why don't you share everybody who that is and what he means to you?
So that's my graphic design teacher from high school, Mr. Winigal, and sad story, but I was bullied pretty badly in high school, and as a result, I didn't have many friends, and this wonderful gentleman right here, Mr. Winigal, would let me sit in his lunchroom with it, or in his classroom with him to eat lunch, basically every day for the entire time I was in high school, and he was one of the biggest motivators I had while I was there to just get through high school. He inspired me to become an author, just by being kind and constantly telling me to keep going, and he's just absolutely wonderful, and I'm so glad I had someone like him in my life, especially at such a pivotal point.
Half Cheetah is asking, is your book strictly an ebook?
It's not. It's available on Amazon, paperback, hardcover, and on ebook. So yeah, right now it's on Amazon and one or two other sites, but yes, you can buy a physical version of it.
So we have this wonderful signing at Haven for Heroes in Port Jervis, and she has an amazing turnout. Everything's fantastic. And then out of nowhere, she's invited to Big Apple Comic-Con, which is by far one of the biggest Comic-Cons it's probably the second biggest Comic-Con in New York City, but when you take into account a New York City Comic-Con, that's an extraordinary feat. And she goes out to Big Apple Comic-Con. They seat her right in the celebrity row, right the very first table when you walk in. So they give her the utmost respect. She has an incredible time. The gentleman in this photo, not the one from Comic Book Men, but the other one, ladies and gentlemen, that is the legendary Marvel artist Al Chaikin and Amanda. He was incredibly supportive. What was it like meeting all of these icons when we went out to Big Apple Comic-Con?
I actually got to meet some wonderful people in addition to the man pictured. I also got to meet Al Milgram, who was super pleasant to me, and he's another big Marvel comic guy. And he was just super nice, and it was just cool to get to meet everyone and, like, really feel the vibe, honestly. Like, I have only done one convention, and I was sitting next to a guy who literally had a shirt that said Convention Owl, because this is like all he does now is go to these conventions and talk to people, and it was nice because he gave me some pointers on what to say to people and just generally what to do, and it was a cool experience. I mean, my dad knows a lot about cons, he runs some pretty great ones himself, but it was just nice to meet some people that was kind of like outside of that purview to like make some new connections and stuff. Of course, Ming Chen is an absolute delight as well. I did get to talk to him for quite a while. He endorsed the book too, which I thought was really awesome. And I also got to meet the godfather of Pokemon. Like, you can't really go wrong there. I'm a huge Pokemon fan, actually.
I'm sorry, the godfather of Pokemon?
Yes, that's what he calls himself, Alcon.
Yeah, he's the one of the original creators of Pokemon. Was the very first person that Amanda was hanging out with at Big Apple Comic-Con.
He had a denim jacket with a giant Pikachu plastered on the back, and I want one now. It was like the best thing ever.
Hey, Joe, can you put the picture up of Amanda and Ming one more time, please?
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Amanda with Ming Chen of Comic Book Men. Ming is an extraordinarily kind and generous human being. He's very, very kind to everybody who goes out and meets him at cons, and he is one of the most respected voices in the comic book industry. And unsolicited and totally honestly, Ming came to me and said, you know, the book is fantastic. You should be very proud. And Ming is there proudly holding, I think, one of the hardcover copies. If you could see the comment, he said the book is awesome. So again, Ming, thank you so much for supporting the book. It was really fantastic to see you at Comic-Con, and everybody who came out to see Amanda at Comic-Con. What do you say to everybody who came out to see you?
Yes. I am very thankful for everyone who came out to both signings. I got to meet some wonderful people at Big Apple that I didn't know, and I got to meet a bunch of people that I love and adore at Haven for Heroes, in addition to some new faces. So my light's going off on me. Oh no! So I was just. It's super, part of the thing I like about doing the con circuit, and I'm hoping to do a lot more of them, is the opportunity to meet people, like new faces, and get to tell them about my book, and also just learn about them because people are cool.
Sweet.
All right. I got to hit some comments, guys, if I may, because they're piling up.
All right.
Amanda, you got to take this one if you would, please.
How old were you when you knew you wanted to become a writer, and what fascinated you to put words on the page? I figured out I wanted to be a writer about 8th grade of middle school when one of my English teachers, I won't say names, you know who you are, told me that I shouldn't be a writer, and I was like, bet, I'm going to do the exact opposite of that. And that's kind of when I knew that I wanted to do it. One of my motivators was just pure spite, just to be like, no, I'm going to do this. So right around the end of 8th grade, going into freshman year of high school. And what fascinated me about putting words to the page, I don't really know. I just felt like it was a good outlet to get my voice out there and to really use my imagination at a point in my life where I just really needed my voice to be heard by other people, and just for them to see my creativity and how much it really bolstered. I didn't get to do it a lot in school. I wasn't like a theater kid or anything. So it was like a good place to just do it both to myself, and I knew in the future other people would see it.
All right. And we got Michael. Awesome. You're also at Comic-Con. What a wonderful experience. We got Troy Burbank in the house as well.
Hey, Troy.
Team Rocket.
Yes.
Hey, Amanda Story. Got to run. Proud of you. Awesome. And let's see.
And Drew has another question for you.
Yes, he does.
What was the inspiration for this book? Funnily enough, it was one of my friends. My friend Alex is a huge superhero fan, and I was working on magical realism books at the time I'd met Alex, and as a joke, he was like, I don't really like what you write. You should write superhero books. And I was like, that's a joke, right? And he just stared at me for a minute, and I was like, no, he's completely serious. Oh, no. So I took Alex up on that almost as if it was a bet, and then ended up writing 7 of them. It turned out to be one of my favorite things I've ever done, and I am so unbelievably grateful that Alex just kind of was like, you should try it, because if I hadn't listened to him, wouldn't have done it.
So, now that you've done it, and there's literally, I have this beautiful hard copy version right here in my, in my hands. How does
sure. I'm the absentee. Thanks, guys. Sorry.
I sent you an ebook, my friend.
You did.
The digital one.
Did.
Yeah. It's right here, and I'll share a story with you, Boo, that I'm sure I shared with you when we were driving down to Florida in the year that Mr. Hush came out, and I saw them putting the Mr. Hush end cap out and getting ready to put the movie out on the shelves for the first time. It actually meant more to me than anything that ever happened after that. No matter what I sold, or it was literally that feeling of, I did it. It's out there. It's for people to consume. I finally got to do my dream. How does it feel now that this book is in the hands of literally thousands of people already, and you're responsible for it? How does that feel? It's
I guess I'm still a little in shock. Like, I don't fully know how to process the fact that you can go on Amazon right now and pick up Program 38 Sparks. Like, to me, it's just like that thing that I worked on with my friends at college, and like is safely stored on my Google Drive, and like no one's ever gonna look at it ever besides me and my friend Thomas. And then it's like, oh no, that's not the case anymore. You could literally just go buy it online. Oh my goodness gracious. And like it's just definitely a strange experience to have people like that I don't know DMing me like, oh my goodness, how could you do this to my favorite character? And I'm like, wait, but it's just on my Google Drive. How do they know about that? It's not on my Google Drive anymore. So it's definitely like, I'm still in shock. I haven't quite figured out how to process it yet, because it's just been like signing, podcast, signing, promote the book. So I really haven't had time to sit with it the way that I really wanted to. And because
but it's a good feeling, right?
Oh, absolutely. It really is. It's a wonderful feeling. I'm just an overachiever. And the second that I, started working on it or stopped working on this one. I mean, I just started working on the next one. That's how my brain processes things. So even though it was a really good feeling, I just took that energy and just drove it into the next project. So it really hasn't settled for me yet that this is happening.
This is a question I wanted to ask you, and I just haven't gotten around to it. And I'm like, I see you every day. Tell me who did. I know the answer to this, but tell everybody who did the artwork for the cover, which is absolutely amazing, and what the inspiration for that artwork is.
So the artwork is done by a Marvel artist named Gus Malk, who, by the way, if you ever need a project that involves superheroes or just fantastic art in general, because he even does realism, he's just really fantastic to work with. Not only is he just a reasonable person, he's just super nice too. Like, I was being nitpicky with one of Marvel's best artists, and he just didn't bat an eye. He was like, okay. I was like, the face isn't right, Gus. And he was like, okay. So he was just so willing to make it work, and it was so nice, and I appreciated that. The inspiration for the cover, actually, you haven't asked me this, but so it's actually based off of a scene in the book. So in chapter 4, the character, her Kelsey, is having like a massive panic attack and is freaking the heck out and like runs out of her dorm room in a panic. And she's found by the superhero who's on the cover. His name is Comet. And his first thought, instead of trying to rationally calm her down with like, use a breathing technique or do some visualization, is like, I'm going to pick this woman up and throw her in the air. Well, not throw her, but like gently lift her up into the air to show her the stars. Because since he has the ability of flight, this is what he does to calm down. He's just like, I could go up and see the stars and it's beautiful. And Kelsey's just staring at him like, because she's scared, A, and B, she's never flown before. She's being held up in the air by a complete stranger, and it also makes for a beautiful book cover. I just love it, and Gus did such a good job putting it together. It is exactly how I envisioned it, and even though I was a big pain in the butt about like making it perfect, Gus was just like, okay, and just like made every little silly change I asked him to make. I was like, the eyes don't look right, she doesn't look scared enough, and he was like, okay.
You know what is astonishing to me is the complexity of characters for a superhero book is astonishing. Your writing has astounded me since you're 14 years old. So
thank you.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at the people. And listen, a lot of people have bought this book already. A lot, and I really hope everyone who has bought it reads it completely and writes a review, because it's the only way an author will understand if she's doing it right, if the feedback has been astonishing, because you're a fantastic writer. So I'm very confident you're going to get nothing but great reviews. So everybody who's gotten a copy, who is watching this or now live or is going to watch it on replay, please leave a review on the platform on Goodreads or on Amazon. So it's actually a great way for her to promote her book.
Yes.
Sean Smithson asks, as an avid reader, what are your preferences for books? Paperback, hardback, audiobooks, or ebooks? I do like hardback books.
I don't know if it's because we're sharing the same internet, but one of us is cutting out. I don't know if it's my feed into this or if it's your feed. So if you lose me, I'm sorry. We're fighting for the internet. We're one house. So to answer your question, my preference is actually ebooks. That's mostly because I do a lot of academic work, or I was up until about June-ish, and I find it a lot easier to take notes and annotate directly into the book on like Kindle, and then just when you need to do quotes and stuff and like parenthetical notation, it's just easier to just copy and paste it directly in. So even though I really love paperbacks and hardcovers, I've become a little bit more partial to ebooks just for the ease and simplicity of it all. I mean, I've had to write, like over 1,000 pages worth of papers, and given I'm in grad school, I'm going to end up writing probably 1,000 pages more. So I just find it easier to not have to spend an additional hour fishing quotes out of a hard book. So that's my answer.
Question from Drew Graderis. Have you started writing the next novel at this point? Drew, get ready for this.
Maniacal laughter. By the way, the series is 7 books, and all 7 of them are first drafted already. So, yes, in a way, I have started writing the next novel for this book because all 7 of the first drafts are done. Book 2 is second. Actually, this is the third draft for book 2. The third draft for book 2 just wrapped about 3 days ago, and I'm planning on sending that off to my editor as soon as possible so I can get the next book into your hands as soon as possible. So, yes, I have. As far as next novel as a whole, I wrote an entirely new book series. Well, it's going to be a 2-book series called The Book of Viceroy. I finished the first book of Book of Viceroy about a month ago now, and I'm working on the second one for that, and I'm lining up a fantasy standalone novel. So, yeah, I have been working on the next novel. I didn't exactly know what you were asking, though.
Yes, that's exactly what he was asking. Just kind of if you had started, and me being your father knows that the next, is it 6 books in this series are already completed.
Yeah.
So I knew that that she's actually you're on to another series of books that you've just started, right?
Yeah, I am writing the second book of a book series called The Book of Viceroy. The title is currently The Crown of Pipevine for the current book, but I don't like the title too much, so it's going to change.
Wow, you're just too smart. Hurts
Thank
my head
you.
how smart you are. Michael Tamanga asks, how long from beginning to end did it take you to write this first novel?
Okay, this answer is kind of complicated because it's just not easy to explain. So I actually wrote book 1 through 7 of Program 38 all in the span of about 2.5 years while I was at college, from like the end of my freshman year to the second semester of my junior/senior year. I wrote all 7 of the books. So I spent about 3 months on the first draft of Program 38 Sparks that you guys have in your hands. I took about a 1.5 year gap off to write all the other ones. And then I sat down and I looked at my best friend Thomas and went, well, I finished the series. And he's like, okay, and I'm the only one that's read it. What good does that do? I chuckled at him and I'm like, wait, we're actually putting these out. And he was like, yeah, do it. So I took my friend Thomas's advice, and starting in January when I finished the last book, started the editing process. I mean, my parents have been pushing me to publish them too, but they're my parents. Since when do I listen to them? So I rewrote the book from January to April on writing sprints with Summer Dwight Author on Instagram. Then I graduated and took a month off because, you got to do that sometimes. And then in June, I went back and started doing editing again with a professional editor. I got in touch with Gus Malk to do the cover art. I actually did my own interior formatting, so I apologize in advance for that. But yeah, so basically from January to August, I essentially was just getting all the nuts and bolts together. And then in September, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And just as soon as I got back from California, because we took a 2-week road trip, just kind of pushed it out there. So from October 20th to November 19th, I marketed the book, and now I'm doing all the events.
You know what's wild? I mean, this is just her first book. And if you look, I don't know if you could see the type. I mean, there is, it's not like double spaced, like tremendous. How many words are in this book, man? It's like
this book is actually one of the longer ones in the series right now. It's 117,000 words. Fun fact: the book's supposed to be like 200 pages bigger, but I formatted it myself, as I said. So that's actually like size 10. I don't remember the font. I think that font is Garamond, and I was supposed to make it like size 11.5 times New Roman. So the book is actually only 280 physical pages, but if you look at the Kindle, it's closer to 500. So, yeah, it's a long book, but it's a fast read though.
It's funny because when I was done with it, I see many people who are writing reviews or who have spoken to me about it have the same kind of thought process. What would your thought be of the possibility of it becoming like a cinematic universe? Is that something that you'd like?
Oh, absolutely. I have been jumping up and down at the idea of making it either an animated movie set or a live action movie set or even a TV series. I really want to see this come to life because there's a bunch of stories, even within this story, that I'd love to tell that I haven't yet. Because Program 38 is one of 10 superhero programs that has a 30-digit name. So it would be really nice to not only see the books that are done in live action, but like, I don't know, maybe Program 34 deserves a movie. I don't know. Maybe people love it so much that it ends up just accumulating an MCU like fandom, and then we really just clap for that. So that's honestly what I'm hoping for. Not too lofty of goals. I only want to be Marvel.
It's your infectious love of your writing, I think, is what makes everybody super excited. To see somebody so excited about their work is what makes it attractive, and that's what's awesome. And seeing new superhero material, because sadly superhero material has literally been oversaturated and it's just being beat to death. And to see new heroes that we could kind of cheer, who are more from a contemporary setting and dealing with more contemporary issues than these characters that were written, some like Batman and Superman were written almost 100 years ago. And to see, I'm not knocking them, they're the greatest of all time, but to see some contemporary heroes and things that we can rally around, which is fantastic. I mean, like, I'm a big Homelander fan, but if you watch that show, was it The Boys? Is it The Boys?
It's The Boys.
If you watched it, they're the nastiest pricks, those superheroes. And it's nice to have superheroes that you could actually, rally around. And that's the case with your books. Drew has a question for you. And what in your writing process do you pick a time and discipline yourself each day to write, or do you do it at random times? Where do you like to do it? Is there a particular location or room that inspires you more than another?
So I'm going to give you the answer that literally no writer gives you, because this is just the way my brain works. But my writing process is completely random. Like, I could either write for 3 days straight, or I could go 2 months without touching anything. I tried the whole, write for X amount of time a day and you will be more disciplined. And I laughed, because if I force myself to write when I am not ready to write, it just comes out bad. So for me, and that's also part of the reason I wrote the books the way I did, was because I didn't want there to be a lull in time between you guys getting book 4 and 5, because I was like, man, I can't come up with anything. So I wrote them all first so that they could come out pretty consistently. As far as space and place goes, that doesn't really matter for me either. I mean, I like writing in my office / bedroom a lot. I also like going downstairs and writing so my parents can hold me accountable. If I stare at my phone too long, my mom will be like, Mandy, weren't you in the middle of writing? And I'll be like, darn it, Mom. So I'm glad I have her for that. She's great overall, but it's just also nice to have someone to hold you accountable. As far as other places, I just need music in my ears. And as long as I am listening to something I enjoy, I am good to go. I am a huge Incubus fan. Just put on Make Yourself or Morning View, and yeah, literally. I dragged my dad to an Incubus concert, Morning View, back in August, and that's why he's doing that. So just give me some Incubus, give me some time to myself, and you'll get a new book in a week, is basically how my brain works. So sorry for not having a better answer.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I wanted her to take another question that was up towards the top a little more, but I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Okay. Amanda, can you please take this one?
You were doing a good job in being interviewed, and it seems like you're natural in expressing how much you love the process of writing stories. Great job. Thank you.
Elaine is awesome, by the way.
I was very nervous when we started, and I loosened up about 15 minutes in. I don't know why I was horrified. I'm like having a conversation with my dad across the house,
I suggest pixie sticks. Take a couple of pixie sticks first and get the energy up. And
Drew has another great question. Drew's awesome. When you write, is it like a stream of consciousness, almost like you're not in control of where it's coming from?
Yes, this is literally how my brain works. I tell myself that I outline my books, but I really don't. I give myself a general idea of, so basically the characters in my brain, for an example, are going to California, and they're starting in Pennsylvania, and as long as they make it to California in mostly one piece, I don't care what they do in the middle. So a lot of the time I will be writing a scene, and I'll have a plan in my head of where I want it to go, but then I'll be like, wait, did they just do that? Did Jay just do that? It's usually Jay that ends up throwing my plans into chaos. But a lot of the time it's just going. Wait, what just happened? I wasn't even aware that was going to happen. Okay, so yes, it is very much stream of consciousness, Drew, to the point where I'm not even conscious of it.
Now, I had, right before the show, I got a text from a dear friend of the show and a dear friend of yours, Amanda, the extraordinarily talented and beautiful Tiffany Shepis, who's on Star Trek now and is a big maca running around town, moving and shaking and making deals. And is
We
just,
love Tiff. She's the
Tiff
best.
is awesome. Tiff wanted me to share with our audience tonight that on her social media platforms, which I think, go ahead. Whoa!
Hi guys!
How was she sitting by, or was that just amazing timing?
It
That's just amazing
incredible
timing.
I was Tiff. I
I'm
was
sorry.
literally.
I'm sorry. Dave, shut up. I'm sorry I was late. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Joe. I was busy
Hi.
reading, and that's why I was so late coming onto this. But I definitely wanted to be here just to say how much I'm absolutely loving Program 38,
Woo!
and I cannot wait for the next one.
It's being edited. It's coming soon, I promise.
Oh, yay! What's up?
I was literally
I'm
just
losing
saying
my mind. This is amazing. Hi.
how I was chatting with you a little bit before the show, and that you were stuck in traffic and weren't going to be able to make it tonight, and that you were going to give away a couple copies on your social media.
So I am definitely going to do that. And so, yes, everything about tonight getting on here was horrible. Then I ran up here and I could have been on 10 minutes ago, but my whole computer's frozen. That's why this is on my weird cell phone. And then the dog started barking. It's been a shit show, but nothing would stop me from being here. But I did want to do this, and I hope that it'll help. I think it's going to be awesome. But I used to give lots of giveaways on my Instagram and on my Twitter and stuff like that. And I think this holiday season, we are going to give away 5 copies of the book. And I'm hoping that then whoever the great winners of this, I don't know what the competition is going to be yet, but it's going to certainly be awesome. But whoever the winners are can come see Amanda at a convention and she will sign them.
Ooh, I got an idea.
Yes.
What?
Can it be whoever designs the best, biggest Dave head?
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. A big,
It's going to be tough to
hideous-
beat this one.
a hideous, monstrous Dave head. Sorry, Amanda. Plug your ears. This is the part where I hate on your dad. So, yes,
It
I
wouldn't
think
be
that's,
this show.
that's
Yeah.
the best idea ever, Joe.
I think
It's
you'd win
awesome.
that, though. I think you've already perfected the craft on making heads of my dad.
True. If I wanted to be even more late, I would have found the ugly Dave Madison in the house somewhere and brought it onto the show. But this is your show, Amanda. Your show.
Woo!
It's
Yes,
not about
this,
your
this is
dad.
about me.
Yes. How excited
Tiff.
are you? I know we only have a couple more minutes, but I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
So, okay, what was the first, and somebody probably already asked this, but since I wasn't listening on this, I don't know. But the first book that you signed, who was it for?
It was for a wonderful person named Jerry's Jerry. I had such a great time talking to him too. He like came too with like my thing that I made for the show just blown up, and he just was like, sign this too, and I was like, oh cool. So yeah, Jerry's Jerry was great, and his name is so fun. I love saying it. It was
That's
fun
the
to
best
sign
name.
it too.
That's so cool. Do you think doing conventions is like, do you love it? Isn't it so fun?
I do love it. It's just nice getting to talk to people that you don't know and telling them about your work. And like, especially doing Big Apple, there were so many Marvel fans there too. So it was really helpful to just be like, buy the book and just throwing it in their face a little bit.
What's going to be so cool for that too is that now the next time that you see these people, they're going to have read the book and now they're going to come to you with like a whole nother thing, or even cosplay, right?
Yes.
Like, Max saw Silent Hill like 2 days ago, and for the last 48 hours has been perfecting his, I don't even know what they're called, those pyramid head people, the pyramid head guy. He made one out of cardboard and wood, and it's fucking cool. I'll have to send you guys pictures.
Max is so talented.
Max is very talented, but so that's what I think is coming next, right?
Yes.
Like, you're gonna get
I'd
people
love to see
cosplaying.
that.
How
That's
cool would it be if
cool.
someday Max directs the major motion picture for Program 38?
Yes. That would be awesome. Max is just awesome in general.
I know it's not about Dave and Tiffany, but Sean just sent this, and
Oh, gee, thanks.
Well, I mean, that's really what you shouldn't even have Dave Madison on screen. It should just be that.
I just share with them. I'm fine with that. I'm used to it. I've seen them in person. It's so much funnier when they're choking each other in the middle of a restaurant.
In real life at like a shitty Buca de Beppo, yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Well,
Also,
Are you burger joint?
Could you potentially in the next book, Amanda, write a scene where I kill the bad guy, Dave Madison, and we like, and then people can cosplay that, and we'll see him get murdered all the time, but in like gloriously fun ways, not creepy like.
He could be like a Megamind kind of character.
I'll write a short story about it.
Who's that guy who's just like a head who flies around in a giant fishbowl?
Oh, MODOK.
I could be MODOK.
MODOK?
Oh, wait a minute. I'm curious. Are we getting commission here or not?
Yeah, what the hell?
They gotta pay me for that.
Thank you, Missy. It's very kind of you.
Ooh, I'm glad you downloaded it. I'm so excited. I love this book, by the way, if you haven't noticed. I
Tiffany,
love it very
are you
much.
wearing a Woodlock shirt?
I am.
How the heck did you get a Woodlock shirt?
I can't tell you, Dave. Can't tell you.
I thought
If she tells you, she's gonna have to kill you again.
I did put it on for you guys, hoping that my Pennsylvania friends there would notice. Because anyone that's watching this, well, people that know me know I'm obsessed with Pennsylvania, and I would have bought a house there long ago if Dave would move. But now that I love Amanda so much, but she was away at college, so that's why I was like, maybe not. But now that you're back,
Now that I'm back, you got to consider it for real.
might be the time. I mean, considering Amanda's my I was looking at a camp for Max, and Amanda's my emergency contact for him because it's close to you guys. So, maybe I'll have to actually consider moving there. But yes, I love Woodlock. I love Pennsylvania. I love the Madisons, especially Amanda. And I'm so proud of you for this book. This is incredibly cool. I have a book sitting on a laptop, the one that's dead and not rebooting. That no one will ever read. So I'm so always impressed with people that actually write and finish books.
Are you actually writing a book, Tiff?
Kind of, sort of. I'll let Amanda read it. That's it.
Is it
Just for me.
Is it like a biography or is it like a narrative?
Are we being truthful? It's biography.
Oh,
but not the fun parts of my life, which make it not fun. So I feel like
so it's a memoir.
I should write the fun memoir part, like that has to do with like making trauma movies. And
I was gonna say, it doesn't start with trauma.
It should.
You gotta get the dark angst out. I mean, Program 38 has its angst moments in there, and it's a narrative.
This is so cool.
Thank you.
This is really, really cool, and I can't wait to not only get into this, but your next books. When are they coming out? When's like the next one going to drop?
I don't actually know yet because it's exclusively in the hands of my editor based on like timeline and stuff, because the book is done. Like the first draft, the draft could be read, but it's not like ready to go out to you guys yet because, like, fun fact about me, I might be a great writer, and I am, but I'm horrible at grammar. I am like the worst grammar person you will ever see. So like I need like an actual professional to go through and make it sound like English before I send it out to y'all. So it's gonna probably be a couple months until the next one comes out. I'm working on another series that I'm potentially going to get a traditional deal on, and I'm outlining a fantasy novel. So soon. Very soon, and I'm very excited about that possibility.
You're incredible. Jesus Christ.
Thank you.
My God.
I'm also writing a television series, but I can't tell you anything about that.
Am I in it?
Yes, it's for you, silly.
God, thank God I logged on tonight.
You've heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, my God. Thank God I sped through traffic. Don't tell people that I knocked over the retaining wall. Might have hit a mailbox. But
Committed a couple crimes.
No people or books were injured. But I did make it.
No books were injured in the process, but maybe a couple people were.
Well, maybe.
Well, taking a compliment from Tiff about being a great kid is actually a great compliment because you've done a wonderful job yourself, Miss Shepis. Your daughter Mia is an inspiration to the entire world.
Absolutely.
And your son Max is awesome. So
we're talking about Mia. Mia's out here kicking butt.
you saying something nice about my lovely and talented daughter, who you guys know each other pretty well now for a
Very
while,
well.
is very,
Yes.
very, very.
Now,
I
get
know.
out of town. Me and Madison, the only time me and Dave cannot butt heads is this is the truth when we're talking about our children. Is like, you know what? I can't hate on you, Dave, because you have the coolest kid. And he's like, well, I can't hate on you, Shep, it's because you have the coolest kids. And that's how it works. And that's
But
the
then if
only
we
time.
see each other at a convention, it's like Rock'em Sock'em Row. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's like, but let me tell you what Mandy's doing. I'm like, oh, fuck, God damn it. I can't say things
Well,
to you now.
And look
She's
at
like,
me
she
at the
literally-
White House.
She literally has her foot on my. She's standing on my neck with a sledgehammer. I'm like, stop! Amanda's about to write her third book, and she's like, I was just gonna kill you.
I'm like the guy in Gladiator at the end, like right about them, like, oh no, we have to save Rome. That's me. That's me. So I hope you're right. Gladiator part for me, Amanda.
Absolutely.
This is super cool. I'm so proud of you. You're kind of incredible. I'm married to a writer who also has bad grammar. And like he stresses consistently. So the fact that like you're still just like a bucket of joy and you're so happy and you're so inspiring and you're going to inspire so many people by doing what you do and continue doing what you do. And it's going to make me cry, so I can't talk anymore, but I love you and I'm so proud of you. Congratulations. And I'm going to make sure people read the book and people are just going to read it anyway because you're cool.
Sean's very talented though, and stress comes with talent. I mean, Picard season 3 kicked butt, and he did such a good job
the best
on
Star
it.
Trek anything of the last 20 years. And
Yes.
he is
and Tip's in it.
As
because of Dr. Oak, though, right?
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Stole the whole series.
The whole
Absolutely.
everything, even the ones I wasn't in.
Yes.
And this is not because you guys told us when we saw you for dinner in LA, but it has since been released to the public. He is now working on the next Creature from the Black Lagoon feature, isn't he?
He is. Yeah, he is. Yeah, everything he does is super exciting. He's talented too.
Yes.
He's incredible. But whenever we see you guys and Amanda, we're always super impressed, and this is very impressive. So it's about you. You should be super proud. You should, I don't know, start drinking or something so you could celebrate.
I've got some cupcakes downstairs that have my name on them when we're done with this.
Well, Joe's drinking for you. I will drink for you. You eat the cupcakes. And don't let your dad have any because then you'll have to hear about it like, oh, I'm old, Tiff. I've got this now. I can't do anything fun. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like really annoying. And
Please
boring.
don't make me choke.
And then he's going to talk to his cat for a half hour.
Yeah.
Still
And
one
then-
listens to
and then
me.
post like, weird cryptic Facebook messages to every one of us. So.
Even I don't know what they're about. I promise. I have no idea. Like, I'll go downstairs and I'll be like, who the hell is this one targeted at, Dad? Is this about me?
They're all just the voices in my head. Nobody should take them seriously.
Well, then you should block yourself.
I'm going to.
Block and report your own mind.
Exactly.
I'm gonna show myself off of Facebook.
I love it.
Well,
Well,
Miss Shepis, thank you
Yes, thank you so much for coming. I'm shocked.
much.
no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I was not here sooner. I promise that was not the intent. The intent was to be on the whole time and to have you guys really pissed off. Like, why is she still here? Why is she still here? That's usually my goal. But
How was your Thanksgiving, by the way?
try and get off, Dave. No, it was really good. How
We
was
won't
your,
let you leave.
Take a hit,
Nice.
Dave.
Joe, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was great. Anyway, next time on
Ladies and gentlemen, the enormously talented, the incredibly wonderful Miss Tiffany Shepis.
Woo,
Thank you,
thank
Miss
you for
Tiffany
coming.
Thank you, Tiffany.
We'll talk to
Good
you soon.
night. It was great seeing you.
Bye.
That was awesome. Perfect
Like, I'm here.
freaking timing. Holy cow.
Joe,
Wow.
did she literally, as I started talking to her,
Yes!
in the green room?
Yes.
I was just about to say, she texted me and had something that came up because she was supposed to come on and surprise you tonight, Amanda. And she still did, which is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She came on and it was abusive to me, but I'm used to that. And And I was just going to say how she was going to give some of her, she wanted me, because in case she wasn't going to be able to make it on, to tell everybody that she was going to be giving some copies away on her social media. So please follow Tiff on all her social media platforms. I think it's Twitter and I don't know. Look up.
It's
Tiff
Twitter, Instagram, and Blue Sky.
Thank you. Twitter,
Yes.
Instagram, and Blue Sky. Follow.
I got to get into this Blue Sky thing. I don't know what that is. I keep seeing it though.
and
Blue
she
Sky is
will-
like new. Blue Sky is like new Twitter if it wasn't run by Musk.
What does Missy say? I am in PA2 Scranton. With your T-shirt, I'm thinking you would prefer to buy somewhere. Oh, okay. Yes.
Yes,
That
I'm
is
doing a
ridiculous.
signing in Scranton on December
she-
7th.
On
I am
December
going to be at
7th,
Comics
she's
on the
going to be
Green.
at Comics on the Green on December 7th from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Check out, why don't you tell everybody where they could find, you have a whole book tour planned, you have a whole bunch of stuff going on. Tell them where they could find you on social media.
So there is a Program 38 series Facebook that has, excuse me, I'm going to probably burp. Yeah, there we go. Tiff made me choke before. So back to what I was saying. Program 38 has a Facebook page that has all of the dates and signings on it, and that is like the most reliable place. There's a list. There's going to be one in December. We have a couple booked out in February already. I'm doing one in Pine Bush in January, and like you can find all that information there. But if you want to just check out my work as a whole, my Instagram is at Amanda _M_author. And there's a Program 38 series Instagram as well. You could also find me at those same handles on Threads and Blue Sky and on Facebook.
Sweet. And Missy, if you want to come out and meet us, we'll be at Comic. She was telling Joe to send her the link, but if you want to come out, we'll be at Comics on the Green.
I'm bringing books to Comics on the Green if you are coming to that.
Yeah, and she would love to meet you out there.
Yes, of course.
Yep.
Tiffany sent me a picture. Does this mean something to you guys?
Oh yeah,
I
this was the mask she was talking about that Max was making for the movie.
That's awesome. Holy
wow.
You made that in
What?
2 days?
Is that a flag he's holding?
sword,
No,
I
that's a
think.
weapon.
Sweet. That kid is awesome.
Yeah, Max is he's a baseball player.
That kid made that?
He's made the mask. Whoa.
Wow.
The Schiaffo Tretta family, the blood is just so talented. Tiff, Sean, Max, Mia, like they're all really good.
I
at what
agree
they
with
do.
every part but Tiff.
Okay, fine.
With that being said, everybody who watch this tonight, please support this young author. Check her out on Amazon. The book is Program 38 Sparks. Pick up a copy. Let's see if we can get this young lady back in the top 100. That'd be awesome. And Pyramid Head. Sweet. We love comics. Oh, that's awesome. So spread the word for us. We'll be there next
Yes.
Saturday, Missy. That'd be awesome. I'm
Actually,
I
no.
usu-
This Saturday, like
This
the one
Saturday.
coming up.
this Saturday. I usually say goodnight to my guests, but seeing you're my daughter, you're going to literally stay on until we go off. Joe, is there anything, any housekeeping we have to do on the network before we say goodnight?
No, I don't believe so. Other than, again, everybody have safe and happy holidays. Go check us out on Facebook. Amanda, help me out. What's the T thing next to the Facebook symbol?
That's TikTok.
TikTok, thank you. YouTube, IMDb, and Instagram. Give us a like and follow. Again, doesn't cost you a thing. It means the world to us, and you can keep up to date with the network and its shows.
I want to thank everybody who watched tonight. It was extremely kind of you to tune in, to support this young lady who's trying to do enormously ambitious things. She's a great writer. She deserves to be at least take a look at her work. If you got the book, make sure you leave a review. Again, the book is available on Amazon. It's called Program 38 Sparks. This is the cover, so when you're looking on Amazon, it's that cover right there. Program 38 Sparks by Amanda Madison. It would make a great Christmas gift for anybody who's looking to buy a gift for that superhero fan out there. And Joe, let's go to a 3 right here. Miss Madison, thank you so much for joining us tonight. You were
Thank
absolutely
you.
fantastic. Is there anything you want to say that you haven't get a chance to get in before we wrap this baby up tonight?
Yes, I do actually. I want to let you know, even if you can't buy the book, there's a ton of other ways you can support me by just sharing the link, sharing any of my posts on social media, just liking and engaging. They all really help me reach other people. So even if you're looking at your wallet like, dang, I can't really afford to break out the big bills for this, I would just really appreciate it if you'd even just share my posts. It means the world to me. It makes me happy, and it's just super helpful. So I would appreciate even that.
This brings up a valid point. Do you have a website where people can buy them from and get them autographed?
I don't have availability to get them signed just yet. We're currently working out the logistics on that because shipping is a pain in the butt, and I need to figure out how to do it so that you guys don't get like robbed on shipping, because I'm gonna have to charge a lot more money if I just
Media mail.
Yeah, I gotta definitely figure it out. But I do have a website. It's I think it's amanda-m-author.com. And so yeah, you can't, like, that has like not all the appearances yet. I need to update the list. It has all the links of like places you can buy stuff, all of my social medias, contact information. Yes, I do have a website, but it's not for buying the books just yet. I'm still working on that.
And there is absolutely a ton of appearances that she has on her site already, and a ton more coming up. So if you're in any of the areas that she's appearing at, come out and get a signed copy. Again, Amanda, as your father, I love you deeply. I'm super proud of you. You did an amazing job. And I can't wait for the world to see all these books that you've written, because, you know, reading is becoming a lost art, but many people are picking up books again, which is fantastic.
Yes, definitely. Thank you for having me on, and thank you, Joe, for having me on too, because I feel like I haven't appreciated you enough. The Indie Escape will always have my heart, by the way. You guys are always my top priority. My dad shows on Sunday, and my first thing was on a Tuesday, and I was like, do I have to ask my dad to move his show, or do I just do it on the next available Sunday?
Don't worry about it, Boo.
I don't want Joe Ridgely to have a heart attack because he doesn't think I care about him.
How many times have you helped this schmucky show with trying to talk to guests to get their video to work properly?
Oh, you were our IT girl all the
way. Joe knows that. Don't worry about it. With that being said, again, thank everybody for watching. Thank you, Miss Schiaffo, for always being just a great person and getting out back. No matter how much I can't stand you, my family seems to adore you. And thank you again.
And everybody that tuned in with comments, we greatly appreciate you.
Thank you, everybody who tuned in with comments. Thank you for make sure you keep watching all these wonderful programs that we have on the Indie Escape Network. And with that being said, remember, no man's a failure who has friends. Good night, everybody.